So it's a brand new day, and Bitcoin is still above, well, at this moment, it's above 74,000, which is crazy to me, to be honest, considering the charts and the news that we're gonna get into. But before that, I need to mention that this content is for educational purposes only and is not financial advice. Always do your own research before making financial decisions. And with that being said, if we look here on this order book update from CoinGlass, we can see that there is quite a big liquidity here stacked at around 78,000, which aligns nicely also with what we have on the chart. We'll get into that in a second. And what's surprising to me is that we have support, which they mention it's quite a solid support at around 71 to 73. Definitely surprising to me, considering that the economic growth is slight to modest in across most districts, right? With the Iran war driving surging energy costs and widespread uncertainty. So it's really confusing to me, and I suppose to many traders. Well, of course, the market always does the opposite of what most expect. But in this case, economy is it's not great. It really doesn't look great. And if we look at this, Russia warns that the US Iran negotiations and ceasefire are just a cover up for a US ground invasion of Iran. Now, I definitely don't trust Russia and maybe any other government, but this is the way it looks like to me as well. Like America and maybe even Iran are just playing around with the markets. At least that's what it looked like so far. Now, if we look here, we can see that the open interest has been going up here, right, with this pump, which, okay, it made sense. But now if you can look here, it's starting to go lower. The volume, especially the spot volume, yeah, it was something here, right, on this pump. But now it's not so convincing anymore. And again, you can see that longs getting liquidated, and shorts as well, but mostly longs. Like longs have got really sorry, not longs. Bears have got a really hard time at the moment. So if we get into the chart, right, we are on the daily. We can clearly see we have this order block here at around 78 to 79,000. We are still in this range, surprisingly to me as well. I was expecting, well, I'm definitely not, I wouldn't be surprised if it goes up to the order block, right? Even though I would be much happier if it retraces from this resistance area, which it's at the moment. But I wouldn't be surprised if it would get up to the top of this trend, right? Somewhere around 79, 78, and also the order block. This here should definitely act as a strong resistance, hopefully, and then we could finally, so if it does something like this, and then we can finally see something like this and finally get back uh below 70k. So that would be the nicest thing. Now if we look at the yeah, Anchor VWAP for this, we can see that it sits around 68,000. So that would be a pretty strong support. Also, if we look at the fixed volume profile, it sits at 67,000. So the point of control sits at around 67,000, which also aligns with the VWAP for this entire range. So yeah, I mean 68 is definitely a good area to be looking at. Now, also if we look on the Fibonacci for this entire range from the low to the high, yeah, we can also see that we have the 618 here at 66,200 and the 50% at 68. So yeah, if people feel bullish after this whole move and want to look for long positions, I suppose 68, 67,000 would look like a decent area to long. Now, if we look on the 4 hourly, Yes, for this, if we look on the Fibonacci, we take it from low to high. We can see 69,000, which is also the swing low here. So this would also be a pretty decent, or even the 50%, 70,500. This would also be a pretty decent long area for Degens, I suppose. So yeah, not much has changed since yesterday. The volume is still not amazing in my opinion. We're still within this range, and I'm very surprised that the price is still holding up around these levels. So I hope that tomorrow, when we record the next video, the price will do something. Either go up to 78, grab all that liquidity, and then crash, or just crash from here. So yeah, guys, I'll see you tomorrow in the next one.